So in what world is someone like Russell Wilson considered a simp, and people like Lil Wayne, Future, and all those different people who are having babies all over the place are looked up to and respected and admired, and people gravitate towards those people? But I found out this story about Russell Wilson being considered a simp, and it blew my mind totally. Let's talk about this. So I've been hearing this phrase simp and simping being thrown around a lot, and so I was interested to find out. Now, it's being used on people like Russell Wilson, and if you don't know who he is, he's that quarterback of Seattle Seahawks and the husband to Ciara, the musical artist, and has a beautiful family with her, about 2 kids and another kid that Ciara brought into the marriage. But I was hearing a lot of people criticize him and mock him, and he's a simp, or he's been simping, or whatever it was. I was kind of shocked by the trashing of Russell Wilson. And so I wanted to look into what simping was. Now, I have heard something like this in the past, and it's been usually referred to people who don't really get the message. Say a guy is chasing after a woman or pursuing a woman, and she says, "Oh, I don't see you like a boyfriend or husband material. I see you like a brother or a friend," and he still doesn't get it, and he's still pursuing. That is something I've heard in the past, that it's called simping, right? Or somebody who is basically played or used by a woman, for whatever she wants, and she's not interested in the relationship, but she's basically using the guy for money or whatever it is. And so that is something I've heard in the past. But I went back into the Urban Dictionary just to find out, what is this simping all about? Basically, the description is that a man who puts himself in a submissive position to a woman without her really bringing anything to the forefront, basically being taken advantage of, right? Or a man that puts too much value in a female for no reason, for no apparent reason, right? These are some of the definitions by the Urban Dictionary. Another one is somebody with, basically, what is often said is that a man with no game, right? And you do anything just to be able to catch a woman's attention. So those are some of the definitions of simping. But it's blew my mind, because sometimes I feel that, our generation has gone through cycles. It's gone through certain seasons that people come up with all these different things, and it becomes a thing. It becomes a trend that young people try to catch on to it, right? We've gone through cycles of, I remember a time years ago when people were rocking or wearing baggy pants, right? And baggy pants was a thing then. And anytime you wore something a little tighter pants, people pounced on you and called you all sorts of names. I remember one time I wore a slimmer pants without baggy pants, and all my friends and people that saw me would turn their eyes and looking at me in a weird way, like, what's going on with this guy? People also were thinking like other things that I don't even want to mention on here, but it was crazy, and it forced me to have to dress like that. Even though baggy pants originally wasn't something that I was wearing back then, especially coming from Ghana, West Africa. We used to wear regular pants, fitted jeans or whatever it was, fitted pants. But in this case, baggy pants was the thing. These cycles, we sort of go into it, and then we come out of it. We experience it a little bit for a season, then we come out of it. And so it bothers me that we are now in a situation where simping is being used to describe people who are sweet to women, who treat women with respect, who spoil them, who just, want to love on them in the public, space, and is being considered as simping. And so the whole story, or the whole discussion or noise around Russell Wilson being a simp, is because he got married to a woman who supposedly has been around, dated multiple people, dated rappers, and even had a kid by one of them, Future. And so for a man to come and marry and adore and worship and just, raise this woman on a pedestal because he loves her, he's absolutely intoxicated with her. Because of that, he is being considered a simp. He's being looked down on. Mind you, he is well established. He has his money. He's financially sound, wealthy. And she too is financially sound. She is wealthy. She's good. And he's not doing her a favor by marrying her, but they basically love each other and want to be with each other. And he has gotten to the place of loving somebody else's kid, taking care of this woman, accepting her just the way she is. And people criticize him. People are destroying him. People are talking down on him. And it blows my mind. Mind you, it's not easy. People out there will tell you, people who have married women or vice versa, have partners who have kids that they brought into the relationship. Some of these relationships and families really have a hard time adjusting to somebody else's kid. People have a hard time accepting another kid in marriage. And so when we see somebody who is actually having a good time and loving somebody else's child like his own, it's a good thing. He should be a role model. He should be admired. He should be, spoken highly of. We should even use him as a model for other families and how to adjust. And we need to even inquire of him and say, hey, how are you, adjusting? How are you doing this? Loving somebody else's kid just like your own. We should be admiring things like this. But guess what? This generation always is looking for things to look down on people and mock them, and nobody wants to be like Russell Wilson, and it's just mind-boggling to me. And that is why I wanted to put my voice in this discussion, because I feel that sometimes when we go through these cycles, with these seasonal shifts and these fashion statements and all those different things that we've gone through in time, but society is starting to teach young people, young men, young women, in this generation, that young men, if you are too nice to a woman, you're simping. If you're too sweet, if you are too giving, if you're too loving. And so now they're sort of preaching, you need to be tough. You need to, sort of talk to her anyhow. Sort of show yourself that you're an alpha male and you got it together. And people are treating women anyhow because being a little too nice is considered simping. Being a little too nice is considered being submissive to a woman or being too weak. Not an alpha male, not a strong male. And it's teaching the generation of men really bad lessons. We were taught when we were growing up, and I'm a young man. And so you can imagine just a few years ago, it was so nice to open the door for a woman. So nice to, take her out, pay for it, and all those different things that, treat the woman with respect, treat her with love. And the Bible talks about it. Husbands, love your wife, and wives, submit to your husbands, or treat them with respect. And the scriptures are very particular about that and intentional, because women need love, men need respect, and all those different things. But now you should treat any woman anyhow, treat women anyhow, talk to them anyhow. That shows you're the boss. That shows you're the man. And that is so sickening to me. That is it going to create a generation of really dysfunctional relationship, dysfunctional men who don't know how to love right, who don't know how to treat a woman, who don't know how to respect a woman and to show her what true love is. Because trust me, if you want respect from a woman, if you want submissiveness from a woman, you gotta love her hard. And it just comes naturally for her to be submissive, to look up to the man, her king, to take control of the home and rule and make decisions. It just comes through love. You don't expect a woman to love you. You don't expect a woman to be submissive to you or to respect you, and then you treat her anyhow. And so I want us to really think back and really, put an end to this mess of simping and beta male and all those different things. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the scriptures. Let's get back to how God designed marriage, how he crafted men to exist in society, to make a functioning society. I feel that if we keep going with these trends and these different things that are happening, I fear that we will have a quite dysfunctional society that cannot exist like how it was created, how God intended it to be. But thank you for checking this out. Let me hear your comments in the comment section. What are your thoughts on simping? If you haven't heard about it, go do your research. There's so much information out there about simping. I've seen a bunch of them, and people, respectable people, great, amazing fathers and husbands, and being considered as such, and it makes me sick. But leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Until next time, have a great day. God bless.